Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Direct Strike Weekly Brawl. We're playing some Abathur today, and we got some new Brawl modifiers with us. Let's see, we got Sap. Oh, okay, there's no Fog before, and you start with 3/3 weapons, okay. Well, let's roll out with some roaches, I guess. Okay, so can I see my opponent's staging area? Because a bunch of times when Sap was around, you couldn't see... Okay, I mean, not Sap, Brilliance. Okay, so... not Brilliance. I literally named the wrong modifier twice. Insight, I mean. Okay, so the Insight modifier makes it so there's no Fog of War. So Swann is going to have a fun time today. Just, you know, the laser beam's going to be a lot stronger. With base structures attacking at half speed, it means that they are going to be struggling. And, oh my god, I have 2 Swann teammates. So, it's finally a Swann Brawl. I can tell you that much, guys. It's finally a Swann Brawl. Swann finally has a time to shine. I don't know. The laser beam just constantly being on things is just so good. I'm gonna have 2 roaches, and then that's about it. Okay. Well, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna grab tunneling claws here. I don't know if Swann wants to put his little devastator turret here. Maybe he might, though, so I don't know. I don't know if he wants to put it in the center. Maybe I'll just move it over here to the side. You know, it's always hard to coordinate with your teammates about that. Okay, so I'm just going to be underground, so the laser beam can't hit me. And I guess, yeah, it'll be okay for me to just do stuff. But also, being a Swann Brawl, I think it's also a Tychus Brawl, because there's Brilliance. And starting with 3/3 weapons is it's pretty good. I don't know what I'm supposed to build here. I think I'm against Swann. Yeah, I'm against Swann. So as Abathur against Swann, I'm vulnerable to science vessels. Swann has tanks, so his tanks will smash my normal front line. How's Swann air against me? I think Vipers and Guardians can easily decimate Swann air. Tossing some Mutilis to get in the mix. Devours. I feel like I can take on Swann Air. We'll have to see, though. I don't know. It's just going to be a game of chicken. I'm just not going to build anything. I kind of just want to do that. Play a game of chicken. Go to tier 3. But yeah. And speaking of playing some games, we are going to have our live stream special on Saturday. I don't know if I want to still do 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because I think I'm pushing ahead with Mother's Day celebrations to be on Saturday, because I'm hanging out with my friends on proper Mother's Day. I don't know, I'll have to see there. Yeah, I'll just put at 2 to 5 for now. If I make a new announcement on Saturday, you know what, yeah, we're just gonna keep it to 2 to 5. We're committing at 2 to 5. Okay. So yeah, 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a little live stream. Come show up. Play a few grounds. You know the drill. I'm just gonna triple gas like a madman, because it looks like with double Swann on our team, we're not really gonna be any danger of stuff pushing in on us. And he's got Goliaths. Okay, he's got Goliaths. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna build a bunch of Guardians. I don't know, Guardians and Vipers. I feel like should be pretty good. Or maybe I could just buy a bunch of Leviathans and then laugh because the Leviathan is so thick. I don't know. Although I feel like a Leviathan first might be ill-advised, but I do need something to soak the hits, so... I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a long slog here with all the Swans here, so I'm gonna go... I think the Leviathan I can properly stack if I put them here. So I'm just gonna put the Leviathan down here. It's 1,000 health. Laser beam's gonna take forever to get through it. It's got 5 armor as well. I love that. I love Brilliance because it just means that like you don't have to upgrade any armor. It's just so good. It's so good. Okay, so Gary's gonna go down there. I'm just gonna cover the battlefield. There we go. Swann has rates. Both of the Goliaths are down thanks to our beautiful Swann laser. I mean, the Leviathan is pretty thick. And it is going to soak that beam. Oh, yeah, it's going to make it halfway. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking about getting some damage on the field. All it took was one giant Leviathan. Okay, so I'm gonna try and put down maybe some Guardians here. Might be a little too close to the front right now, but don't worry about that part. Because then hopefully the Guardians can help me breach some of the base defenses. Is what I'm hoping. Yeah, Kerrigan has Ultralisk here. You really have to build chunky boys here this week. If you don't have access to chunky boys, you're gonna have a bad time. Oh baby, let's get the prolonged dispersion here. Okay. Oh, Stetman can actually have been tanking the laser beam with his lings. Like, his lings are so good against the laser beam. There we go. Leviathan here. Okay, we got some Goliaths getting beamed down. There's a science vessel here, but that Goliath is not going to stand a chance. And I'm just going to mend here. Got that extra range here. What if I keep mending? I don't know. I might need to invest in a second Leviathan. But yeah, like the Guardians are just gonna. I just need them to like kind of soften up the base defenses here. Allied Swann here going for some tanks and Thors. What are you supposed to do against Ultralisk Swann? Is it like Cyclones and something else in front? Because I feel like tanks just lose to Ultralisk pretty hard. I don't know. There's just not enough breathing space for the tanks. Oh man, Stetman has the lings though. It could be bad. That could be bad. I don't know what to biomass right now. I need to biomass something. There we go. Laser beam's gonna focus down the Hydralisk here. So he's got 3 Goliaths now. I think I just gotta keep buying Leviathans, I'll be honest. I've gotta keep buying Leviathans. Because the Leviathans will draw aggro, right? Oh my god. I just can't get through the beam here. I feel like I just have to have it, you know? I don't know. But like my Guardians aren't really making a dent on this wave either. I feel like I should get something that makes a dent on this wave. Because I know my Swann ally is gonna require my help. Like these Ultralisks are just gonna breach right through everything. Oh yeah, what am I saying? I can just biomass you. I was like, I don't know what to biomass. I can biomass the Guardian. Okay. Forgot that Guardians can take biomass. For some reason, I don't know why I was thinking Guardians can't take biomass. Let's see, Swann Racer is just gonna smash through. I don't know how I feel about Sap. Sap just makes it so it's harder to come back, I guess. If you are in a bad position, because your base defenses, you can't really rely on them to clear this position, like clear the wave and stuff. But yeah, okay. Well, I got some. Okay, let's drop another mend here. Hopefully I can push in with my large amount of Leviathans. I think with 2 Leviathans, that's probably going to be enough. So I can start being dumb and spamming Goliaths. I mean, not Goliaths, spamming Guardians. Yeah, like the laser beam just really can't get through the Leviathans fast enough. Oh yeah, let's go. Get that out of here. We're going to spam some Guardians. I don't know. It's like a rare occasion where I do get to build Abathur Guardians as well, like just Abathur Air in general. And so, you know, people like that. Pretty sure you guys would like to see that. Like I almost always go with Crusher Abathur Ground because it just feels better most of the time. Does that make sense? I don't know. Like it's more consistent. Abathur Air is tough to get going. But once it does get going, it does go pretty hard. But yeah, let's get that disabling swarm here. Make it so they can't attack, huh? Okay, well we got some science vessels shielding up our Leviathans. There we go. No chance. Do my Leviathans do bonus damage to massive on the ground? No, they don't. Okay, we got some Hydralisk here. They're just getting irradiated into the ground. Those Ultras can do whatever they want, but my Guardians are gonna start causing a lot of trouble. There we go. Cause like Swann's anti-air is like his Goliaths, and the Vipers are very good against those. I just need a little bit more Vipers. Guardians aren't exactly very good against the Hydralisk, so that is a problem. But hopefully my Vipers can help out here. But yeah, I'm hoping my Vipers can help out here. We got our Biomass Guardian here. He's going to town, boys. He's going to town. I'm gonna drop a mend here for our allied Swann. There we go. I feel like this game might be like, this week is like, it'll probably start slow because people will just play Swann. You know, it just makes sense to have Swann on your team this week. And yeah, let's see. Irradiate coming out on those Hydralisks. Hydralisks forced to run forward here. Hydralisks have been defeated. They are no more. Now, the only thing that exists there is, well, the Nexus is attacking at like an abysmal rate. And these Leviathans are just going to wreck the Nexus here. But just sticking that Nexus with the pointy end very fast. Wow, those two Leviathans were just too thick. They were too thick. Yeah, so this week it's like, if you got a thick boy, you gotta make sure you bring him along for the ride. Not bad. Took a lot of damage. That's okay. That's the whole point. I didn't really do that much damage. Like Swann, both of my Swans were just having the time of their lives watching that beam go burr. There we go. Alright. Okay, well, let's move on to the tier list. Alright, and we are back. Let's get into it. So, game plan. Same as always. We're going to talk about the orders, we're going to talk about overall strategy, and we're going to have a look at the commander rankings. Let's go. And if you guys have made it this far and you are not yet subbed, be sure to drop a sub. And yeah, let's go. So, Brawl modifiers, we have sap structures attack at half speed. So your bunker and your base, your nexus, will attack at a much slower speed than usual. So don't rely on it to clear up the mess. And Insight just reveals the entire map, so it's going to be pretty nice. And then we also have Brilliance. So we start with 3/3 weapons. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's see. Let's have a look at the strategy. So you know what? I want to break down the strategy as you want to have a Swann on your team to stop your opponent from rushing you down. I think you could go triple Swann for the big meme potential, but triple Swann has some problems in terms of your team composition, just because Swann's build is not the best at certain points in the game, specifically the mid game. Like he has a hard time transitioning. Or you could just go triple Tychus and run it down. Or you can go Swann Tychus, I think would be pretty good this week, because Tychus can just eat that Swann laser beam like it's nothing. So yeah, well, not like it's nothing, but like, you know, he starts with 3/3 upgrades. He has passive health regen. He has a lot of health. So Tychus is an ideal commander this week to be having on your team or to be playing as. So here's what I think. The tier list is going to stack up with. So I actually think Dahaka is pretty good too, because Dahaka offers like this giant thick boy body to tank the laser beam. And he can continue building whatever it is that he's building. Like it's literally like you're just playing Dahaka versus Swann. Like there's no change in game plan. So I think Dahaka's gonna be pretty good. I'm assuming that you're gonna be facing Swann. So this is how I've arranged everything. I'm assuming you'll be facing Swann, and I'm also kind of assuming that maybe you'll face Tychus, because I think Tychus honestly this week is really good. Anytime Brilliance is in the game, Tychus is just good. It's just good because he just has those upgrades for free. Tychus players normally cannot buy those upgrades. Like they have to choose between buying upgrades for their units, like special, like hero upgrades, or buying more heroes, or doing weapon upgrades. And so, yeah, it's just less money. It's just more value added to Tychus's already value-laden kit. So expect to see a lot of Tychus. And then I want to say Karax is actually really good this week too with the regenerating zealots, or the reviving zealots. You can still do Crusher Karax ground by just buying lots and lots of zealots, and using them and foddering them off, because the laser beam can only kill so many of them, and it's like single target. So it's like after a certain point, it doesn't matter. And then with Manx, I think you can kind of do the same thing, just have lots of Zerglings and boys or something like that, and then like that'll waste the laser beam's time as it retargets onto new Zerglings. So yeah. And actually in the A tier, I'm going to put Swann in the A tier because I don't think Swann is S tier in the sense that he's like super OP and good this week. He is going to define this week, but by all means, I don't think he's going to beat everything in this week. But yeah. And then next I have Raynor. So Raynor is a conditional A tier in the sense that if you don't have... actually, no, I think it might be fine. Because like you could start like Firebat Marauder and just go Raynor Bio, because with Brilliance, you already have 3/3 upgrades, and all you need to do is just pump out boys, and then maybe buy a Hyperion at some point in time. So it's like, I think it's pretty good for Raynor in that sense. So you can go pure aggro Raynor and see what happens. So yeah, I don't know. I think he's conditional A tier in the sense that if you're facing Swann and only Swans, he's pretty good this week. And then Artanis, I actually think is A tier as well, because you can buy for 240 minerals, you can buy 500 health worth of a unit, also known as an immortal. And you can just buy a bunch of them and just walk down the lane and smash through those defensive buildings. So yeah, I think Artanis is just good against the laser beam in this case. He's also good against everything Swann has to throw against him. So there's also that in the case that you are going to face Swann. But yeah, and then I have Nova in A as well, because Nova's units are basically like Swann's units, but thicker, stronger, slightly pricier, but honestly, it's not by much. So yeah, Nova herself can tank a laser beam pretty nicely in the early levels because of her health regen on one of her upgrades. So there's also that. And in the B tier, we have commanders who are not necessarily bad, but they're not like really good this week. I think Alarak is you could possibly tank the laser beam with Alarak and like a large supply of chicken nuggets. But then you'll be investing in Alarak and a large supply of chicken nuggets, which could be good in some situations or bad in others. However, if there is no Swann in the game, Alarak's Wrathwalkers will absolutely smash through buildings like no tomorrow, and now that the buildings don't even attack as fast, they're gonna go down even faster. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's meme potential this week with Alarak. In the sense that you could also buy a mothership if everyone just sits on their hands, because there's a lot of Swans on the field. And a mothership has 2,000 health, so you saw what that Leviathan did to that one laser beam. So yeah, now double the health on it. With Vorazun, there's also meme potential in the sense that you could just buy purely invisible units, and the laser beam doesn't affect you. Then again, that just means you're clocked out to Dark Templar or Tier 3. But, play as the game goes. But yeah, there's a meme potential here. And then Abathur, I think Abathur is not too bad this week. He's like in the neutral zone in the sense that Leviathans are great against tanking the Swann laser beam. I probably should have gotten a Brutalisk, actually, instead of a Leviathan, because Leviathans are more expensive. Yeah, Brutalisk probably would have been better, because it comes with more health, too. But yeah, it's like, he has a chunky boy to tank with, but the chunky boy is only available at Tier 3. Or 3 minutes if you put on a Roach, but I would rather not Biomass a Roach, because Biomass, I think, is much more important than the minerals. So yeah. Air Abathur seems to be pretty good, though, against Swann, so there's that. And then we have Stukov, who I think you can do something like what Manx does with, like, lots of civilians, and then, like, the laser beam will just retarget every single time. As to what to do after that, probably just your standard Ground Crusher Stukov. I think that goes toe-to-toe with Swann nicely, although Science Vessels might be problematic, because they irradiate your Liberators, from what I remember. So it'll probably have to be like Diamondbacks, actually, because Diamondbacks have a lot of health. Diamondbacks, Bunkers, Boys, the standard. The standard. I think Stetman's also really good this week in terms of tanking Swann. So like Stetman Zerglings with the upgrade just only take maximum of 10 damage, and all you gotta do is put down like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them, and they'll make it past the middle point. The only problem is like, if you're against only Swans, then yeah, you'll completely smash them by buying Banelings, I think. Because Swan's units, like the Clump, they're not really big, so they can't really like spread the AoE amongst themselves. And you can also buy Ultralisk, that'll completely demolish Swann. And so I think Swan's only recourse is like Wraiths, which you can, cluster buster. But if you are against someone like Tychus, which you will probably also encounter this week, you're going to have a bad time. I don't think Stetman has a really good unit to fight Tychus. Like, the Battle Carrier Lord was probably his only unit against Tychus, and it got nerfed. So now that costs more than a Tychus unit. So I'm pretty sure Stetman's just totally boned against Tychus. I don't think you can win. Because all Tychus needs is what? Like Blaze, Tychus himself, and then Ikara. And you can probably rinse and repeat that. Put like a tier 3 shield on Blaze. Banelings are useless. Zerglings are useless. Ultralisk are useless. I don't know. So yeah. Anyways, so that's my Stetman rundown. And then so now in the C tier we have commanders that are kind of dubious. So Kerrigan, you can buy lots of Ultralisk, like that Kerrigan just did, but Ultralisk aren't exactly good, like structure destroying units. Like they won't win you the game, is what I'm trying to say. Hydralisk is your DPS, and they're vulnerable to Swann Science Vessels. They're vulnerable to a lot of different things. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Kerrigan you can just sort of run it down with Lings and Ultras. That might work to an extent, but I don't see what else to do after that. Like Kerrigan also has like literally 5 units to choose from to build. So there's also that. Yeah, you just got to spam. Han and Horner, I think, has big meme potential with Asteria rates. Like you build nothing and then just drop a bunch of them while they're invisible. Because this week, like, people are just gonna sit on their hands, right? So like you could literally amass like 5 or 6 of them before you drop them out, and they have 3/3 weapon upgrades, so they're gonna like completely blow whatever it is that they're attacking out of the water. So I might try it, but like, if you're gonna build something that's not stealth, you're gonna have kind of a bad time because the laser beam will chew through basically everything you have pretty quickly. So you only got one gimmick, and if you exhaust that gimmick, then you hope it's mid game and the laser beam doesn't matter as much. But yeah. Zagara has, I don't know, I feel like Zagara might actually be better this week in the sense that if you're against people, against Swans, you have time to tech up, and a Zagara fully teched up in late game is, I would argue, probably stronger than Swann. You just gotta have lots and lots of abs coming in and blowing up whatever's stacked up, but yeah. And then finally in the D tier, we have Phoenix. I don't know. You're probably gonna be facing like Tychus this week, so Phoenix is going to struggle against that. Yes, disruptors can work, but tier 3 Blaze also completely nullifies your disruptors. If you're against Swann, I think Adepts might not be too bad, and Immortals might not be too bad until Thors come out. So I don't know. Phoenix might be okay into Swann. It's just like, you just have to, I think you have to buy something thick. So maybe like Immortals. No, actually no, Immortals are 400 health, right? For 225 minerals, while Legionaries are 150 for 300. So Legionaries are actually more cost effective. Yeah, so just buy Legionaries, I guess. If you want to make it past the middle, I guess. But I mean, 3/3 is a little. I think the reason why like Phoenix, I think, struggles is like he either wins super hard, or he gets completely dumpstered. And so it's like, if your opponent has no idea what to do against you, and you just commit to like one unit, you just pop off, because like Phoenix just really excels committing to one unit. So yeah, I don't know, maybe he's like a pub stop champion, I don't know. Pump stop hero. Okay, but anyways, let me know what you guys think about the tier list. If I missed anything, if I got something wrong, if you guys think there's some secret hidden interaction that I completely overlooked, let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, until next time, or maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow on the stream. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.
The tires, let's light some fires!
Need a light.
They picked the wrong fight.